What's going on, guys? It's Eric again, back with another video. Today it's almost 5:30. My alarm clock's about ready to go off here, but anyway, welcome back to the Michigan Sports Hub. I got a little bit of a cup of coffee here kind of going on here, as you can tell. Let's see if I can get it to go to the camera here. There's a chance this is vodka in this coffee cup. But there's really not vodka in this coffee cup. It's just coffee, just a pretty big coffee cup, and just kind of giving some comic relief here. It's been about 17 days since I made the last video on this channel, on the Michigan Sports Hub channel. So I kind of want to kind of get right back into things and hopefully kind of get this channel going up and on here. There's been a lot going on, guys. If you guys see the channel Eric Brenner, which that's kind of my main channel where I kind of do stuff around the house, I kind of explain kind of what's going on in one of the videos in there. So I may put it up here if you guys want to see it, but more or less. Let's get to this here, guys. So first off here, I see Za'Darius Smith for the Lions has, they said they were going to release him. And I kind of agree with some other sportscasters out here that I've watched. And it's kind of like, what's the reasoning for the Lions releasing him? Now, I'm obviously on the outside looking in here, but it kind of seems to me like maybe Za'Darius kind of wanted a bump in pay, maybe a little bit, for his services here. The man's not getting any younger either. Maybe kind of wanted a bump in pay, and the Lions were going to give him the bump in pay, so that's kind of why they've kind of moved on here. But honestly, we don't really know. But it kind of seems kind of odd that you have the draft coming up, and you have a pretty good core group of guys going to be coming back here for the 2025-2026 season here in your Super Bowl window. If the Detroit Lions are truly going for a Super Bowl, it's closing. It's closing. I said this here in the last video. You've probably got 1 year, maybe 2 years left here to try to get that Super Bowl. Your window's not very tight, and then we're going to be going back to kind of where the Detroit Lions have been for quite some time, is in that in the NFL. I'll kind of take it like as an NFL purgatory, where you can never really get yourself kind of back up into the playoff conversation, or to be a team that's at that elite level. I know I'm kind of being a broken record here, and maybe there's one podcaster that I watch, Everything King. Me and him have the very, very similar mindset here of on sports topics. Many sports topics we have the same mindset on, of kind of what was there. There it is here. Let me shut it off here. There we go. Stop that. What's the Detroit Lions mindset with releasing Za'Darius Smith? I don't understand that. In the draft, you could potentially get one, but you're so far down here that you're going to have to try to go up to get somebody. And a second and a third round defensive end is probably end up going to be either a backup or a rotating piece. I have McNeil coming back here, Pascal's coming back, but I think the Lions probably should have released him, but I don't know what his cap hit would be. I don't know. I haven't even looked it up anywhere to see what the cap hit would be, but he would seem to be the most logical person to get out of here. The man has extraordinary potential, but he just doesn't. He gets injured too much, so that would seem to me that Pascal would be the odd man out, not Za'Darius Smith. That's I don't really understand what really is going on over in Allen Park, why that decision was made. Again, not outside looking in. Was it just, were the Lions going to move on? Were they not impressed with him at the little bit of time that he was here? Was it just fan pressure to get somebody in here, and that's the guy they chose? I mean, I don't know. I'm just we're on the outside looking in here, or was it money? We don't know. We don't know, and I don't want to kind of speculate here, but I do agree with much of what Everything King here said about Za'Darius Smith and why the Lions were wanting to move on from him. It just doesn't seem like a very good move right now. But maybe Brad's got some stuff kind of maybe going on down behind the scenes that we just don't know about here. So I'm not going to say I trust Brad enough to, because he's gotten us this far. I will say that he's kind of turned the franchise around. But anything else, it's just that, turn the franchise around. Maybe he's got something cooking. Well, just gonna have to wait and see. I'm going to kind of bleed over here into the Detroit Red Wings and into the Detroit Pistons here a little bit. The Pistons kind of seem to be on the right track. They're kind of getting some traction here. They had, a 7-game winning streak going on, maybe 8, right around there. I don't watch the Pistons at all. I can't even get them on television here, or the Wings. So that's good to see the Pistons kind of getting out of that that bottom feeder status here a little bit. Just their luck with the pick is just... I often wonder if the NFL or if sports franchises are kind of screwing Detroit, and just the Pistons are one of the reasons why. Why are you... you have the most picks to get the number 1 pick, but you end up being the 5th pick. That should not be it. There's many things I would change about how that draft is done. Being that you... if you're in the top 5, you're locked, no matter what. You're locked in the top 5. So, and everyone else gets the lottery picks based on that. Your top 5 or the bottom 5 NBA franchises, you're locked in. You don't move. Now, 5 and beyond, or 6 beyond, you could move. Now, the top 5, you're locked in. But I could go. That's a whole podcast about that. I'm not really going to do that, or video about that. So, but it's good to see the Pistons kind of getting out of that. The bottom feeder hell is what I'll put it. Very good to see that. And the Wings and Yzerman and the coaching there. It appears that the coaching for the Red Wings wasn't the issue. It appears that Steve Yzerman is the issue. I don't know. Now, I'm going to kind of bleed this over here into the Tigers here a little bit with Ilitch. And I was thinking about doing a separate video on the Tigers here, but I think now that I'm doing the video, I think I'm going to combine it in here a little bit. Are Scott Harris and Yzerman going to Ilitch and saying, hey, if we want to get the team better, we need to get X person, and X person is going to cost us this amount of money. And Ilitch, I feel like Ilitch is going, no, I'm not going to pay that for it, which puts Detroit, the Wings and the Wings and the Tigers kind of in this, you'll never be better than making the playoffs. Kind of what it is, or kind of right on the cusp of making the playoffs. Now this year, I think Detroit is going to be one of the teams that is kind of going to be third in the division, and it's going to miss out. That's probably where they were last year, a third place team. But the way the season went last year, they kind of went on that run, and they made a playoff spot. I don't feel like that's going to happen again for the Tigers. I feel like they're going to be third or fourth in the division in the AL Central and not make a playoff spot. And we're going to be like, well, that's kind of the Tigers that we all thought that was going to be on there. Now, for the Wings, I feel like Yzerman is trying to improve the team, but he still gets stifled by upper management and the ownership to tell him, no, we're not going to go after these players. And I don't understand why. That's just my take on it. I very well could be wrong. They seem to, based on what I'm hearing on the radio, and I listen to 97.1 out of Detroit, and even though I'm in the Lansing area, I stream them. They have a YouTube channel you want to stream. If you want to look up 97.1, you can find their streaming service on there, which it's copyrighted here. You don't hear the interviews or the or some of the clips on there. But if you want to know that, you can go right to their website, and they have it streaming on there where you can hear all that. But I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here. I apologize for that. So I think Yzerman is getting stifled on here. And I also think Scott Harris is getting stifled when he goes up and saying, hey, we can make this happen. I just need the backing from management to do that. And management's coming back and saying no. That's kind of where I'm at with Ilitch. Like, he doesn't want to open his wallet to get some better players in here. But what he doesn't realize is if he opens his wallet and he gets some of the better players in here, that more revenue will come in for the, not only for the city but for the team as well, and pack the stadiums as well for Comerica Park and for Little Caesars Arena when the Wings play there. I've never been to Little Caesars Arena yet. It's been, I don't know how even long it's been there. Hell, I can't even remember the last time I was at the Palace when that was up. That's how long this has been. But I'm not a real big NBA fan to begin with, or a hockey fan to begin with. Hell, I can't even remember the last time I was at Joe Louis Arena when that was up. So, but that's my take on all the sports. And I could go into 15, 20, 30-minute ramble on here, but it's 5:30 in the morning here, and I don't want to go into all that. But maybe we might get into something like that. But when I get a bunch of some research done, we can kind of get into that. But that's my take on it here, guys, is the Red Wings and the Tigers are kind of getting stifled by management, and it's good to see the Pistons kind of getting out of that bottom figure purgatory is kind of where I'm at here. And you have to give Tom Gores, I'll come back to the Pistons here a little bit. You have to give Tom Gores just a smidge of credit here. He was getting blasted on social media and on YouTube and on the radio for not even making any kind of appearance on here. He was getting and deservedly so, because there seemed to be no direction from the Pistons franchise to say, what's the plan? What's the plan, Tom? I mean, are you just buying the team? Are you just buying the team and then not going to show your face around here to tell us what your vision is for the team, or what? So making the hiring change was a good idea. And that may have all been on Troy Weaver here too. Maybe he got the check off from Tom Gores to do that. But Monty Williams, dude, you were just along for the paycheck, dude. What are you? I would be really, if I'm the Pistons fans, I would be seething at that hire. Just basically was just a body out there that said do what you want. It's kind of really how it felt. So let's hope the Lions get their head out of their ass here a little bit, which I kind of feel that it's in right now. The Za'Darius Smith thing is, I don't know. I really don't know. The Pistons are doing well, and the Tigers and the Red Wings need to really buckle down here and I don't want to say the buckle down's the wrong word, but it's the only thing that's coming to mind right now, and I'm only not even on one cup of coffee yet. Let me take another drink of coffee here, guys, and I'll give my kind of final thoughts on all this. Well, I want to talk about the game, the Michigan State basketball game here just a little bit. So, Michigan and Michigan State basketball has actually been doing pretty well, but for Michigan, they've kind of been going on a little bit of a skid here. And the only reason I know that's because of the highlights and kind of what I'm hearing from 97.1 and a couple of the Lansing stations up here, because that's where I'm at, is up here by the Lansing area. Hearing some of the grumblings of Michigan basketball, not so much Michigan State. Michigan State kind of seems to be a pretty good team here. I don't know if they're going to make the Final Four or not, based on what I've seen here, but they could very well go through and win the Big Ten tournament, which that would be good. Win the regular season title, and then you go through and win the Big Ten title or the tournament title would be a very, very good thing for Michigan State. But for Michigan, they've kind of went back to the Juwan Howard era of basketball a little bit, where the defense kind of seems to be lacking. The offense, they're just kind of in this lull right now. It's kind of their confidence level's low. It's basically what it is. And I only say the Juwan Howard era because I see flashes of that with this basketball team. I don't know how well Michigan is going to do in the tournament, and how, if they get into the Big Ten or the NCAA tournament, there may be a one and done. Maybe it just depends on who's going to be who they're going to be playing here. Michigan State, on the other hand, is kind of riding high. They're a well-oiled machine. Tom Izzo, being Tom Izzo, he can almost make a turd out of what's the saying here? You can make a shiny turd out of something. I can't remember what the saying is, but that man is a damn good basketball coach. Glad he stayed at Michigan State instead of going to, what was it, the Cleveland Cavaliers at the time. Yeah, I feel like the Tigers. Goodness, here, come on. I feel like Michigan State is the well-oiled machine. I think they're probably going to make the second day, or the second weekend. I think Michigan is probably going to be a one and done if they don't improve on kind of what they've already been done here. I think Michigan's coach there still has some work to do. I mean, he's made a big jump. I'll give him that. He's just got some more work to do to make this team a better basketball team, and I think he knows what it is. It's just a matter of waiting till next season to get that, to get players in here, to get his players in here, more or less is what it is, and to get his coaching style in here. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about here, guys. I apologize. It's not even 6 in the morning yet, and I still got to get ready for work and do all that sort of stuff. But let me know what you guys kind of think right down there in the comments. I probably should do this more in the afternoon when I'm kind of woke up here, because I kind of feel a little lethargic, and I'm sure it's coming in through the video. And I'm kind of looking down on myself here at this OBS software this is what I record on. So starting to ramble on here. Let me know what you guys think right down there in the comments section. Also, give this a thumbs up if you like this video, and give it a thumbs down if you do not here, guys. All right? Come back next time on the Michigan Sports Hub, where we talk Michigan, Michigan State, Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers, and sprinkle in a little bit of the Wings and the Pistons. Anyway, guys, really hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces. Take care, guys.